Riven mod time. Let's see what we can dig up today. Let's check our veiled mods. Here. Okay. Now, we can do this one. Yeah. Complete a defense mission with level 30 or higher enemies, with the defense objective taking no damage, with a Hobbled dragon key equipped. Okay, so step number 1. We have to equip a Hobbled dragon key. Go to your gear wheel, and as I've explained in some of my other unlocking videos, the dragon keys are something that you research in your dojo, and they give you a debuff of some kind. The Hobbled dragon key makes it so that you walk slowly. So here, now that I've equipped it, here you'll see. Oof. Now this won't actually affect us all that much in a defense mission, so that's fine. Now, for this one, like obviously the goal is the objective can't take any damage at all. So it's not enough to just sort of like keep it in good health. Some people think you can use like frost and do like a frost bubble or something to keep it safe. For this one, I prefer to run a Limbo. Limbo is the king of this specific Riven mod unlocking. The reason for that is because of his number 4 ability, the Cataclysm, which creates a big sort of space that, like, things are outside of the Cataclysm can't shoot into it. And Stasis is number 2 ability, which makes it so that everything that touches the Cataclysm becomes, like, sort of, like, locked in, and can't move. So those two together actually work very well to keep the defense objective up. Now, what you want... Like, obviously, this is like a very, very sort of like high-end, high-level mod build, but this isn't required. You don't have to go to this extreme. What you want is maximum duration that you can build for and maximum range. And preferably without losing too much strength, but if you just focus on just maxing out duration and range, you should be fine. And you also want... primed flow in there. You need like a big energy pool for this. If you don't have primed flow, use normal flow, that's fine too. Just get a bunch of energy, get duration, get range.
I may say, operator, your chosen Warframe suits you.
Because we want to have the Cataclysm be as large as possible and last for as long as possible. So it has to be a level 30 defense mission, which kind of limits our options. And you don't really want to go to like Pluto and stuff because they have nullifiers, and nullifiers are just gonna break the Cataclysm. So what you want to do is you want to go to Sedna, and you want to do Hydron, the mission here, that defense mission. And since this is all you have to do is complete it, which means that you have to stick around for 5 waves. You have to do 5 waves with the objective not taking any damage. Now, I'm gonna pop an energy restore, because I want to be at maximum energy when I start this. Now, you can just click shift to jump into Limbo's rift plane. And as you can see in the bottom right corner, you will start generating energy just by being in the rift plane. So if you don't have energy restores and stuff, you can just start by doing this and just be in the rift until you have maximum energy. And that works. Me, I want to speed up the process a bit, so I'm just gonna plop an energy restore and get energy that way. But you don't, like I said, you can just be in the rift. Be in the rift until you're at max energy. Because you can wait until you're at max energy before you actually start the mission. So it's very important that you have like a huge energy reserve when you do this, because this Cataclysm needs to be up for the entire thing. I'm not even at max here, but I'm at like 560, which is fine. So what you do is you start the objective, you start the mission, activate your Cataclysm, activate your Stasis. There. Now these two abilities both need to always be active. And as you can see, enemies, they get stunned as soon as they get into the rift, and they cannot move. And they actually even take damage from being in the rift. In these first couple of rounds, like eventually, these guys are gonna die by themselves just from, you know, trying to move into the rift. And they're all stun locked as well. So you gotta keep an eye on the bottom right corner. You gotta keep an eye on the uptime, because right as the stasis wears off, and boom, activate it again. Because otherwise your opponents will be able to move inside of this rift plane, and you do not want that to happen. So we're pretty close to doing the first wave here. As you can see, like the even at maximum range and maximum duration, the Cataclysm is getting smaller and smaller and smaller. Wave cleared. So that's gonna be a problem later, right? Because you have to find spots where there are no enemies nearby where you can like reapply the Cataclysm. Because you can't take a single hit on the objective. So, activate Cataclysm, activate Stasis. Enemies are coming. If you can, like, take them out to sort of speed up the process of clearing these waves by just taking pot shots on enemies like this, that's probably a good thing to do. In order to hurt them, they have to be inside of the rift, because they can't shoot in from the outside, but you can't shoot out from the inside either. So you can only hurt them like right as they are jammed on the edge of the rift plane like this. Stasis and reactivate. Alright. Wave cleared. Go into the middle, aim at the center, reapply. Because this is not centered on you. The Cataclysm will be centered on where you're pointing your mouse cursor, basically. That's something to keep in mind. Well, so far so good. Stasis is about to run out, and reapply. So for that reason, it can also be an idea to have mods that increase your casting speed, so that you can reapply your stasis faster, so you can reapply your Cataclysm faster. It's actually quite helpful in making sure that like nothing weird happens, nothing goes wrong. Wave cleared, which is great. We get a bit of a breather because this thing has decided to go down again. If you want to, you can just manually deactivate the Cataclysm so that you can activate a full-size one. Can also be good. So we're on wave 4 now, and like I said before, we only need to do 5 waves. After that we can extract, and we'll be fine. I just realized something, people. I think I forgot to equip the Riven mod. So, I actually don't think this is gonna count for the challenge, because I'm not wearing the Riven mod. That's a super beginner mistake. I'm still gonna keep on doing this. Actually, you know what? This is where we're gonna have a nice little cut. And when we come back from this cut, I'll be here again. But this time, I'll be at the same spot. I'll be on wave 4, but this time, I'll actually have the Riven mod equipped. How about that? Wouldn't that be something? So I actually got a couple of mission fails just from errant bullets flying around in the milliseconds between applying and reapplying the stasis and the Cataclysm. Because there is room for error. There is room for error even with this build, because there's gonna be that half of a second or third of a second where your stasis is not up, and the Grineers, you know, they can get some shots in, and you can just sort of fail in that one moment, like there, just that millisecond. And also when you have to reapply the Cataclysm. So what I did was I switched missions. I switched missions to Akkad on Eris because it's an infested defense mission. And these boys are all melee. I'm just gonna reapply the Cataclysm. Boom. Ah, okay. These boys are all melee boys, so they actually have to run up and get to the cryopod in order to damage it. And with this Cataclysm build here, they're not gonna get to the pod. It's just not gonna happen. So that actually takes quite a load off my back. Should have recommended this from the start, to be honest. This works way better. One thing to note, since this is, you know, when you get these Riven mod challenges, they can be sort of randomized in like what the actual challenge is. For this one, I had to have a Hobbled dragon key. Nope. Equipped. And that one decreases my movement speed. But as you can see, it's only running speed. Oh god, disruptors. I forgot about those. Oh, disruptors don't give a shit about my rift plane. Well, that can be a problem. We'll see. I have one wave left. But no, what I was gonna say is that they affect my movement speed. They do not affect my sliding speed. And they do not affect my bullet jump speed. So you can just zoom around and slide and bullet jump, and you can be just as fast as you always was, even with a Hobbled Dragon Key. So this one in particular, not that much of a problem. Worse could be if you maybe have to use an Extinguished Dragon Key so that you don't do as much damage with your attacks. But, you know, as you can see, the actual Cataclysm is doing work when it comes to hurting these guys. So that's pretty fine. Now what you can do is, like, the Cataclysm has shrunk a bit now, since it's been 30 seconds. So if I were to reapply it now, it's suddenly going to start hurting a lot of people who happen to be suddenly standing inside of it. Oh no, I actually ran out of ammo. I think that was the last guy. And I think I can just extract now.
Extraction is ready.
Boom.
Unless you can bring more of the
How about that? So yeah, this particular one, this level 30 defense mission, it can be hard. You can struggle with that one unless you have a Limbo. And Limbo makes this challenge very manageable. So that's my recommendation. I know you can do it with a Frost. I know you can do it with a Banshee. I know you can do it with a Sarin. There's a bunch of Volt as well. But I prefer Limbo for it. So let's see what we got. And it is a Riven mod for the... the Jet Kusar. Okay. Yeah, sure. Sure, that's a Riven mod.